we have a bad family tradition with the Card family. It's really odd. We get very emotional at these things. And most of us actually make our living public speaking. So it's odd that we do, but I figured out part of what the problem is. One is the audience, and too familiar, so it's very nice to see some very unfamiliar faces. So I will be looking for you unfamiliar people. And the other thing is the subject matter, which obviously I have a difficult time talking about. So I thought, in order to do this and move on, that maybe I would give some alternate subject matters that you guys could choose. Okay. So the first one I came up with was global warming and the socioeconomic impact.
Sure, why not?
You can vote anytime.
I like that one.
World reserve currency, US dollar versus euro.
Okay, yeah.
Anecdote stories and fun facts about Nate. I thought that might win, but so Nate was a terrific baby, and most of you, or some of you here, can attest to that. Good kid, didn't cry a lot. My favorite thing is, even in the middle of the night when he woke up, he didn't cry. He just kind of got on the rail and barked like the dog. And he would kind of come in, give him his bottle, change his diaper, and put him down. It was really terrific kid. He also really liked to run around naked.
Yeah.
Bath time was terrific, and it was a lot of fun. Sam Wannick can attest, we used to just kind of strip him down. It was like a wind-up toy. His legs would be going, and you just drop him down, and he would streak to the bathtub, and everybody down below got a nice show up down there. It was enjoyable. It was fun for everybody.
Tell us about something you did when I was little.
Sorry. But as Nate advanced, some of you might be really surprised to know that Nate was extremely quiet child. Otherwise, he didn't really say much. When he was hungry, he came up and he patted you. When he was thirsty, he brought you his cup. But he didn't talk much. So I never really thought much about it, but we had a family friend who spent a lot of time in the house, and I was working odd shifts. And she decided that Nate had some issue with either his hearing or his speech. And she was a speech pathologist, so Chris had mentioned it to me, and I thought, well, no, not your kid, right? But so when I was at work one day, she brought a speech expert into the house to figure out whether Nate had some issue with whether he could talk or hear. And the gal went and she took Nate and she sat down with him with his toys and asked him a bunch of questions, and he proceeded to tell her everything about those toys, anything she wanted to know, answered every question she had, and then the expert came over and told his mother that I guess he simply doesn't have anything to say to you. But he was the kind of kid you could just put somewhere and he played with stuff, and it was a lot of fun. He very much got into sports in his youth, which I highly encourage because I love sports, and they was still carrying on the tradition of loving sports. But my favorite story is I'm going to play t-ball, so I went out and bought a tee and a bat, and I had him in the backyard, and he could not hit a ball on a tee. I mean, swing and swing. But he always put his hands on it. And finally his mother yelled at me, she goes, move him the other side of the plate. And I said, but he's right-handed, because he was always doing stuff with his right hand. Put him the other side of the plate, shifted his hands, left-handed, and hit the ball. Whack, whack, whack. Well, that's really great, but you know what the worst thing to be when you're a t-baller? A left-handed batter. Because there's only two guys on the t-ball field that can field, the pitcher and the first baseman. And the left-handed batter just hits it to the first baseman all day long. So Nate didn't see much base paths in t-ballers. But then when we progressed to pitching, I would say it wasn't necessarily a good thing, but Nate got hit by pitches 2 to 3 times every game. Now he led the league in on-base percentage. He actually got to go to the All-Star game for that. But he got hit constantly, and at the end of the season, he finally said, I don't think I really want to play baseball again, and I couldn't blame him because he was covered in money. We had some other great dad moments with sports when he started playing football. And when you put 8-year-olds in football pads, they look so cute. So he was out and he was playing. And this is one of my favorite dad moments with Nate is he came running off the football field in the middle of their practice. And I'm like, Nate, what are you doing? He goes, I don't feel good, Dad. I think I'm going to throw up. And I said, okay. So I grabbed his mouthpiece. He bent over. He puked all over the ground. I looked at him. I said, you feel better? He goes, yeah. Grabbed the mouthpiece and went back in the game. That was a terrific dad moment. The love of sports also led to hockey. Unfortunately, we could not get Nate to skate, and we tried. But still, the love of hockey. I have a love of hockey. I don't skate well. His mother's the best skater in the house. But the hockey led to actually playing video games, and that was another thing. We kind of blended in with sports and then the video games, and that was kind of how we got started on it. He was definitely good at putting things together that way. So now we have sports and we have video games. But he really found his gift when he grabbed a hold of the saxophone in the 5th grade. And all the teachers were very enamored with Nate's playing, so we definitely got him lessons right away, and he definitely flourished in his saxophone playing. And that was his entire career. And he was, in his tradition of blending things, Nate was the first Kimberly football player to play the homecoming in his football uniform. Which, if you go to a Kimberly homecoming today, it's not uncommon to see 3, 4, 5 football players drop their helmets and play at the homecoming. And that was started by Nate Carter. So I say that Nate's truly gifted at blending things, and so I talk about that because it is kind of a family tradition. Fun fact about Nate is he is a 14th generation American. So that means a couple things. You don't leave your home country that long ago if things were really good. You leave basically for 2 reasons: to avoid persecution or prosecution. So you come over, but the one thing you've done when you've been here 14 generations, or 13 generations, now 14, is you do blend with everyone who's here and everybody who comes here. So we have blended with about every Euro nationality there is over those 13 generations to make that mix out. But we have been here a very long time, 14 generations here. To keep his traditional blending things going, when Nate went to Carthage, he majored in math and music. And then he later added computer science. And if anybody went to his senior project, he actually blended math, music, and computer science to develop a program that would write music. And it's a fantastic presentation. And I was very glad to be there. He was always able to blend music with sports, with pep band. Love of pep band, and pep band for basketball and football. Now, I don't know if Carthage paid their pep band, so I don't know if the paycheck was part of it, but I mean, just being the sporting event was also part of it. I always loved being at sporting events. And when Nate was at Carthage, they had no defense. So we actually witnessed a football game that was 78 to 62. Luckily, they won. The pep band got to play a lot. And they got to take a lot of clothes off because they did that every time the Carthage scored. It was always interesting to me. So it wasn't a surprise when he's blended in somebody who also had a love for music. So, remember Nate being quiet. So we wouldn't know if Nate had a girlfriend until he brought her home and she hit us in the head or something like that. But he was having a music recital, and he said he would like us to go to dinner with this girl's parents and her grandparents. And that's when you know, it's like, oh, I guess Nate's got a girlfriend. and it must be serious enough that he's willing to risk the fact that we're going to meet her and meet her parents. And it was fun. We had a nice dinner in a Mexican restaurant. We had just gotten our Kona dog, so we had to kind of cut it short. But it was nice. So we're very enthused about blending in Mari. She's a good partner to Nate. I've seen this. She's a terrific mother to my granddaughter. And most importantly, blending in as my running partner, and she's been my running partner now for 2 years almost. And we've done many races and we've done many training runs together. And I learn a lot about Nate while we're running. Nothing bad. All good stuff. All good stuff. So now as you blend into your marriage, I do want to give some advice. That's what this is kind of about. In this room, there's a lot of examples of marriages that have gone a very long time. We know